Hello, angels. How are you? I'm Tina with Art Angels, and my handle is @TinaArtAngels. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you'll come back. And for those of you that have come back, thank you. Welcome back. Every time I say welcome back, what do you think I'm thinking? Welcome back, Hotter. The song just plays in my head. I've been away. I even tried to do a video last night, and I got these new camera glasses that I went nuts over when Marisol came to pick up Hank. She had them on at the airport. I thought she looked smashing because of the frames. I had no idea she was recording or anything like that. I just thought she looked smashing in those frames, okay? Well, unfortunately, I got the same ones, but they don't look as smashing on me. I'm being honest, okay? No. Do I look like a librarian? I don't know. Anyway, I did it last night, and I'm kind of disappointed because, like, I was doing the baby, and, like, right here, let me show you my little man, Phineas. I was doing him, and here he is. And it got this much of his top of his head. Like, so I thought if you're look at my Phineas, look at this baby. Isn't he a doll? Okay, now you know how I love to match them all up, folks. Okay, here we are. Little teddy blanket. I've said I don't know what I love more. The clothes or the babies. Look at this. The hats don't stay on them. So I need to, sorry, baby. Look at it. Oh, look. I woke him up. Isn't he sweet, you guys? How am I gonna, you guys, I know this sounds nuts. Nuts. How am I gonna leave him? Oh, sorry. These are the glasses. Got them on, I just hit him in the head. Got them on AliExpress. I'm not sure how to use them yet. It's just, when you have ADHD, was that one press in the front, 2 presses in the back? How do you stop this damn thing? I don't know how to stop it. Anyway, I got practice makes perfect, and I'm going to take it on a cruise. And look at this little squish. Oh, Julia from Julia's Art Dolls. I got the deal. I did. I got the deal. All right. So anyway, you guys, I want to just come on here and say hello, and I'm sorry, like I haven't been on. I hope you've missed me. Otherwise, I guess I'm not sorry. Anyway, this drove me crazy last night. First of all, you guys, I've had these, okay? And I use them on the babies. And usually, oh my gosh, you guys, now I'm not going to be able to get this off. I tied it around this thing. Oh, great. Because you know how when you tie this on, okay, you have to put the whole thing through, okay, for it to, well, they didn't have much of a string, to do that with because of this big little head. I believe he is a cow, his head. What do you guys think? Cow? I think so. Anyway, he's no deer, right? He's no deer. So guys, I get upset over small things, but let me say this. I've talked about this couple before. It's Alicia with Padma, Lil something, Reborns. I got to ask her how she picked that name. It might be a last name. It might be her last name, her maiden name, Padma, something like that. So anyway, yes, and God bless these two. They've been under it. Let me say this. He's been on kidney dialysis, I believe, I hope I'm not wrong, 7 years. I just watched you, Alicia, and I'm going to respond in comments, but she's telling the story of what Tony's had to go through, and of course she's had to go through. But I gotta say that Tony is a warrior. So are you, Alicia. Like, ooh, sorry. I get my feelings. I feel my feelings. Wow. Anyway, is this not a beautiful blanket? I have it with the bunnies, and then I had to get this for my boy as soon as I knew I was getting him. So I just love it. It's just got, it's well made, and it's not that expensive. And so I really like that. And then I had to give him, now I have to have color coordinated. Okay, like, please. But this I got him because he has tan and it has little teddy bears. This is little lovies, and look at those little teddy bear faces. Aren't they sweet? And then I got him a blue dog when he's wearing blue. Because I'm nuts, okay? I'm nuts. Okay, so it is cold here in Florida. Woke up, it was 38. What? Hardly get out of bed, you guys. And Tony, I feel you, okay? God bless Alicia. She's stripped down to like a bathing suit. Not really, but you know, a top she's got a sleeveless top on. Because when he does in-home now dialysis, and so when he does that, he gets freezing cold, which I'm sure he does. God bless you, Alicia. Okay, that's all I can say. You're a good sport. God has blessed you with the great love that you have for your husband and the patience. I know when I was taking care of both my parents, I used to get annoyed because I'd go in there and I would go twice a day, and they only lived like 2 miles from me. Thank you, God. It was really a blessing. But I would go over there and then make them like breakfast, okay, and get their stuff together for the day. And then if one of them had a doctor's appointment, I usually tried to make it during that time, so I didn't have to go back and forth. And then I'd go back over there in the evening and make them dinner and give them their medications and stuff like that. So, you know, it was just, what was the point of all? Oh, so what would put me in a terrible mood is him, but my stepdad. He was quite demanding, okay? And it was all about him a lot. But I never got upset with Mom because honestly, she was so sweet and kind and thankful, and she was quiet. And I never felt bad. Now, there were times when I wanted to lose my mind because I had her in my place for 3 years, and I was so happy because she was, she allowed it, but she allowed this, but he would not even let her go shopping with me. Like, talk about control, okay? And I always dreamed of like going on mother-daughter trips, you know, after she quit work, after my grandma passed, because we could do it. But we couldn't because he didn't allow it. And he didn't allow her to even go to the store on a Saturday, even before he went, you know, blind, and he couldn't drive. So anyway, all that to say is the one thing that drove me nuts when I went over there, and it would kind of make me irritated, is that it was so hot in that house. And you know, I have been sweating hot flashes since I think I was 45, okay? That's when I had my hysterectomy. And they wouldn't give me hormones. And now at 73, I'm going to see somebody to get hormones. Like, who cares, right? They did say that many of the hormones that I could be taking are now off the blacklist from the FDA. So, yeah, that makes it nice. And, you know, I just think it would make a big difference in a lot of the things they're treating me for with medication. And I would be so blessed if they could work it out with hormones and less medication, because I'm really losing weight, and I think it's you know, I think it's like you get started on some of this stuff, and then like I don't know if you, is it Susan Osborne? I think that was married to Ozzy. Maybe it's not Susan. I can't remember, but she can't put weight back on after she was on that medication, so to lose weight. So there's pros and cons to all of it. And do I feel better? You know, is my health better? Yeah. Mental health, I think that's having a little bit of an issue with it. I'm not sure, but I'm willing to go the rounds to check it out and just do the best I can for myself, you know, and my needs, and whatever my diagnoses are, if they can be handled with things other than medication, I would love that. So anyways, guys, that's that. And I am so crazy about this little guy. So I am going to, I went out yesterday with him, but I met a friend. And sometimes when I'm with someone else, I don't want to, what do I don't want to, I don't want to vlog, because I just want to be able to give them my attention, you know, and time. And so, you know, that's how I feel. It's just not, I just want to give them my time. And if I'm trying to, I did a few things last night with the glasses, but, and they were pretty good. I just wanted to see what the picture was like, the quality, and have it, and put it on my Filmora editing and see how it all went down. But, and it looked pretty good. There was sometimes it was, you know, a little, what do I want to say? A little, what? This is what I'm going to put him in today. See how I go from one thing to the next? Why do they have to have these flippin' long tags, and why don't they just leave it, okay, like that? Okay, I hate those tags. Anyway, so we went to a new Mexican restaurant up by where she lives. I went and picked her up, and this is another Debbie. I have lots of Debbies, and I want to shout out my new Debbie. Debbie number 4, and I'm not going to say your last name. You like you suggested. I don't know if you really thought about that. I don't want to broadcast it all over the internet. So, but if you want me to, let me know, and I will. Now you're up there in Massachusetts, and you all have been caught in that terrible nor'easter storm. So I hope you're doing okay, and that you guys can get out a little bit. I don't know. I know that Marisol in New York, she's in Manhattan. They're having a hard time. Definitely a hard time. Because it really snowed again. Okay, so I don't know. I just I don't know. It's just a crazy winter, and I guess where this all started, you guys. See how I am? It started with me saying it's cold here in Florida. Okay, that's how this whole thing started. And so, and you're not even getting to see him. Just look at me. I just get so not focused, guys. I am so sorry. Look at this little man and his little feetsies. Can you see him? So I'm going to take him out again tonight by myself, and we'll see, because I got to get some last minute things for the cruise. And let's see what else. And Flippy, aka God bless her, I sent her a couple things, and she did receive one outfit for her baby, but she didn't receive the other one. So, and it shows that it's been delivered, and I hate that. I hate that, because it's a worry. It's a worry to them, and I sent it from my Amazon account. So it is it bugs me too, but I feel bad that you know, she's got to worry about it. She is the sweetest. She's by herself, and if you want to go over and give her some love, I think that would be great, and I know she would appreciate it. She's by herself, and she gets bored, and she has bad eyesight, and so it kind of limits her a bit. And then she has her 2 sweet pups, and I think that's great. Snoopy, and I can't remember the other one. But anyway, she does paint. She colors. She colors in these different coloring books just to have something to do. But God bless her, she also has limited eyesight. I think she totally has only one eye that she can see out of now, which is sad. It's very upsetting. So yeah, I think so. So anyways, let's see this sweet boy. And then because it's so cold, and I did buy him this, like, I can't believe and I could even put him in this as like a sleeper, you know what I mean? But it is cold out there, so I think that's what I'll do. And also a shout out to Once Upon a Wish Nursery. That is Mia, and she has the most beautiful babies, and she is doing a giveaway. I did post that on my community page. She's looking to get to 3,000 subscribers, and so she asked that you subscribe to her channel, and she's giving away a doll and a reborn. So that's always fun, guys. And so that's what she's going to be doing. And so go ahead and go over there and subscribe and comment to her channel, Once Upon a Wish Nursery. And let me say, I really don't know how many babies she has, but she has exquisite taste. I always say exquisite, but I really feel that. And she just was fortunate enough that they redid their guest room, okay? And they live in, I don't know, it must be in New York, but I don't know if it's upper state New York, doesn't matter, but they've had snow, okay? So she was showing us all that. Look at this baby. Okay, look at this precious boy. This is the cutest little bunting. Look at that with the dang, now it's way too big, but so what? I like them to look big. Anyway, I think I got this on, I think, Amazon. This is for 3 months, so you know how big it is. But look at this. Isn't he sweet? Yeah, he looks like a little doll. And he's going to be able to be all nice and warm. Okay? And then I'm going to bring the girls on if I have time, because I do have my friend that is coming over, and she left something in my car. So I said, you come on over, but I'm not going to be around all afternoon. And look, see, he's got his little teddy bear. Now, if that isn't the picture, oops, can't do it, sorry. But yeah, I'll, let me see if you can see him like that, yeah? No, let me show you. There. He's just got dogs and teddy bears. He's just a precious little boy. Okay, but one thing I want to get on here. I'm probably going to do the girls later, okay? Hold on. This is the contest I won from Alex, and she is Sun, Moon, and Stars Nursery, I believe. And she, as I've said, she did a memorial for her, a memorial giveaway, kind of like, she had she carried a baby, I believe, up to 4 months or 5 months, and it was a little girl. She already had 2 boys, and it had some, I'm not sure if it was chromosomal, I'm not sure what defects it had, but she passed while she was in the womb, and I believe at 4 or 5 months. So therefore, Alex had to go in and deliver the baby, which to me, that's another type of warrior, I swear. That's hard. I mean, to kind of have to go through the pain. All these women usually will say, I want to be put to sleep, and they don't do that. And I'm not, well, first of all, being put to sleep is dangerous to the body. There's risk involved, you know. And I also wonder if they want them to, I think just going through it and feeling it makes it real. I think sometimes that's an important part of the grieving process, you know, is they like you to see the baby, hold the baby, have time with the baby. They do so many nice things now. Like they'll do, you know, handprints and footprints, and I don't know, just they do some really special things. They'll even bring in a photographer if that's what you want. There's such a thing as a incubator that keeps the baby cold, so they will not deteriorate so quickly, so that the family can have some time with them. And I really think that's important. I think years ago, when they just whisked the baby away, you know, that's how people were back then. I think my mom and them, it's just like, let's not talk about it, okay? And then you wonder, and I think people have a harder time emotionally, mentally, like, did I dream this up? Like, did I really? I just think it's a great idea how we're doing now with taking care of women like that. So all that to say, Alex went through all that, and she journaled it, and she wanted to share that with other women, so that she could let them feel her experience through her journaling. And she says it so beautifully. I can't say it as well, Alex, so forgive me, but she has no judgment on women that choose not to keep a baby, have it aborted. It's, you know, she said she has no judgment. And I feel the same way. It's like, it's what you do for you is you. And you know, and if someone else chooses something different, it's not your place to judge. And I feel the same way. God, to me, is the only judge. So that being said, I think, and I don't remember exactly, she had through some group, somebody, and I think this is what I'm getting. I could be totally not remembering correctly, because you know me. I think it's a little fetus that's made out of silicone. I don't know, Alex. And I'm sorry, but I want Alex to see me open this. I don't want her to think you know, it's not important. It is. Last night, though, when I got home and it was here, so that would have been the 23rd. Today's the 24th. And she says, open it very carefully. And I am, honey. Honestly, I am. Usually, Alex her home is in California, and her dad was in Texas. And the good daughter that she was, she left her home and her babies. She took one or two, and she left her home and went and took care of her dad in his end stage of life. And a gift for, you know, I don't know. It's got beautiful, I want to say a gift for Mama, but I'm not sure, Alex. I don't mean to be, you know, silly, but we're going to see. And she wrote me, I just love listening to her. Thank you for listening to the video and being receptive to healing, growing through loss. That was her journal. That's what she titled that. Healing, growing through loss. I appreciate you so much. May this little 10-week-old sculpt help you. Thank you for connecting and being patient. Alex, Sun, Moon, and Stars Nursery. Wow. What I wrote her, she just decided on everybody's comment and who she selected. And I never lost a baby, but I never got to have one either. But I was involved with the Unwed Mother's Home, And I still go to their galas and do, I don't do volunteer work anymore, but I still contribute, donate, and also donate clothing and things like that. And I told her I would love to share this with the girls over there. And okay, let me see. Now, what is this, honey? No. How did you find this? Please, you guys. Now, she bought this just bomb. Where in the world? I never. Oh man. That touches me. Oh, honey, that is amazing. And let me see. All right, this is through a group. And look, she's got a heart in here. This means everything. Honest to goodness, Alex, it does. Now let me see what it says here. It says, precious one, 10 to 12 week old preborn baby. And it talks about each week what is happening with the baby, how long they are. And this is called, some people think that my life began at birth, but my life's journey began long before I was born. Of course it did. So this must be a group, and I'm going to go on and see if you can you see it okay? There. And here it is. Now let me see this. She's got something else here. This is so special. Oh, look at this. These are little feet, like a pin, a pin. You know how you wear a pin on your lapel? Little feet. And it says, these are the exact size and shape of a 10-week unborn baby's feet. So, of course, these are, this is a group that's, I'm pro-life, and here is the baby. Wow. And I don't know if they make them. I don't know if they make them. But can you see? I don't want to. This is silicone. Look how sweet. Look how sweet. Wow. I had several girls. I think I've talked. I had several girls. I think I've talked about this before, but the girls I was with were the younger group. They had 2 homes. They were situated right next door to each other in homes that were given to solve maternity homes. And the lady that started it all was quite amazing. She took one girl in and started that way. A pregnant girl in and started that way. And so I was fortunate enough to meet her. And my girls ranged in age, unfortunately, from 13 to 17. And that other home was 18 and up. You even had a woman there that was, I think she was 42, 44. And most of them came from some hard knocks, hard life. And they were quite something. And I remember one in particular that her dad is in jail for raping her mom. And her mom went ahead and had this lovely girl that was full of, what is it called? Full of something in vinegar. Oh, I know, but I'm not going to say that. Starts with P. Anyway, and that story evolved because I took her and a friend that she, the girls would kind of like have a couple friends that, I think I had 7 girls in that house. Their bedrooms were beautiful. They stayed until after they let them stay for 6 weeks after they had the baby to bond and, to get help with that first few weeks that are tough. And anyway, so I got close to her and this other gal, and I would take them out for the week, pick them up and take them to the mall and take them to lunch, and offered them, you know, whatever they wanted for their baby immediately after birth. One wanted a circumcision, I paid for that. The other one wanted her ears pierced. And we took her to the mall and had her ears pierced. So I just wanted these girls to know that their past does not define their future. Their future can be anything they want. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you came from. It doesn't matter if you were poor, if you were abused, molested, whatever. It doesn't define your future. And I would share my testimony with them, and they were like, what? So it was a great place to share that. Anyway, I think I've told this before, but any of you that are new that haven't heard it, it's a miracle, and I love to tell the story. So I took them out many times after the babies were born, and this one girl, she was a mess. She was a little bit of a rebel, and she loved her little girl, but that little girl was she would spend the night different places that this girl could live in with people. That little baby never had a crib her first 5 months of life. And she'd call me and she'd be screaming like, I can't stand it. I can't stand the crying, you know, and I'd say, look, is she in a crib, in a bed? Do you have her, you know? Yeah, I go, make sure she's safe and she's not just laying on a couch somewhere she could roll off. And she said, no, she's in the bassinet or whatever she said she was in. I said, go outside and talk to me and have a cigarette like she smoked. And I said, you need to just, you know, gather yourself. I know it's got to be overwhelming, and especially when they don't stop crying. I said, so you got to take a break from them so you don't get so upset that you shake them or do something you shouldn't do. Anyway, so then I was on the board of this for a year, and there was a girl there that, there was a couple, but you get close to these people, and she was showing me pictures of this baby that her and her husband had adopted, and when she told me her name, I almost fell off the chair. I couldn't believe it. It was the little girl that this girl had given birth to. And so obviously they had taken her back. CDC had taken that baby away. And for some reason, like when they'd leave after I had them up at the, you know, if I take them to the mall, whatever we did, they'd leave stuff in the car. And so if they had to change them, you know, if they got dirty, like messed everything up, which a newborn can do, then they just leave it in the car. I'd take it home and wash it. And I would always return it. And there's some reason, I don't know why, I still had like her blanket and a little dress that she had, a little gown. And I think there was one other thing, her bottle. And I kept it. And I mean, a year later, this is when I was talking to this woman, and I knew who this baby was. There was no other baby with this name. And I said, you're kidding. And I said, I was very close to her mother that birthed her. And I said the girl's first name. And she said, what? I said, so this girl sitting on the board at this unwed mother's home did not know where this baby had been. She didn't know that this mother was at the Solve home. She went through an adoption agency, through an attorney. And the funny thing is, her and her husband fostered the mother when she was a little girl. And so I said, I can't believe, I mean, it just sent chills. I was just like, there's really so few times that you get to witness a miracle. I truly felt that was a miracle. I said, I have a scrapbook full of their photos of the mother when she was pregnant with her. I said, I have some clothes that I kept. And I said, if you'd like those, I'd be happy to give those to you. It'd be an honor. And she said, oh my gosh, I would love that. And I will tell her about her story. So with that to say, I don't think I could tell Alex all that in my comments, but this means a lot. And I will take this over to the girls and share it with them and give them the positivity of what they're doing is something so courageous. I don't know if they'll ever realize that, you know, that they carried their babies in spite of how everything looked to them, how they just didn't know how it would happen, how they would make it. Some don't. Some of them, the babies did get taken away, but this child has a life. So I think it's incredible, and it makes me very happy, and I'm very touched, Alex, to be a part of your baby's memorial, and I can't thank you enough. All right, you guys, I'm going to close it out here. It's been long. It's been a long story, and I thank all of you for being here, and remember, you guys, be kind, be humble, and be blessed. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.